You walked into the IELTS exam feeling confident, thinking that part 1 would be the easy part, and then the exam begins, and suddenly, disaster. Not because of your English, but because of one of these 4 common part 1 mistakes. And the worst part, you probably don't even know you're making them. Mistake number 1, over-explaining. Do you like cooking? Well, to be honest, I've always been blown away by the sheer breadth and depth of cooking materials, and therefore nothing gives me more pleasure than to sit at home with my stunning wife and cook a mouth-watering delicious dish, something that you simply can't put a price on. I often feel blown away by my own creative tendencies when it comes to cooking. Oi. Oh my gosh, so unnatural! When you over-explain, 3 things happen. Number 1, you sound unnatural, like you're giving a speech rather than having a conversation. Number 2, you lose your thread and start rambling off topic. Number 3, the examiner has to interrupt and stop you, which makes you lose your rhythm and confidence. The fix? Treat part 1 as if it's a conversation with a friend. Don't overcomplicate things. Here's a perfect answer. Yes, I absolutely love cooking special meals, especially at the weekend. Nothing makes me happier than to create scrumptious dishes for my stunning family. Last week, I tried to recreate my grandmother's special dish, and it went really well. Same topic, but that answer was natural, conversational, and beautiful. Common mistake number 2, trying to impress and not express. Let's look at a sample here. What kind of music do you like?
Well, I'm particularly fond of intricate melodies that display dynamic but yet enthusiastic harmonic structures. I'm particularly fond of the works of Beethoven, as well, of course, as BTS. I guess that's why I have a wide range of genres that I'm particularly proud of.
Unbelievable. When the examiners hear language and vocabulary that does not match the student's level, they have one thing to say: scripted. And unfortunately, in IELTS, we are marked down for that. If the fluency, grammar, pronunciation does not match the lexical resource, the vocabulary, this is a big red flag for the examiners. The fix: always use vocab you're comfortable with. Remember this: authentic and clear beats sophisticated with errors. Honestly, I'm into a lot of pop and R&B. I find that it helps me relax and unwind after a busy day at work. I love to listen on my commute, daily on my motorbike, but don't tell anyone about that. And I find that it puts me in a really good mood, ready to attack the day. Mistake number 3 is really subtle because looks can be deceiving. The answer starts off well, but then the student goes off topic. Here's a question. Do you prefer living in the city or the countryside? Well, to be honest, I'm a big fan of staying in the thriving metropolis of Ho Chi Minh City. This is because of the world-class education system, and there are lots of prestigious job opportunities. But now listen to how the student goes off topic. I think that also the universities here are absolutely amazing. A lot of people like to study at RMIT, which is really nice. The teachers there are so friendly. I can remember this one teacher, Mr. Charles. He had a great sense of humor and was so cute and illegally handsome. Do you see? I've gone off topic. They've asked me about the city and the countryside, and now I'm talking about my handsome teacher. Unbelievable. Remember this: an answer stopped neatly and clearly, even if shorter, is always better than a rambling response going right off topic. The fix: when you start running out of ideas, use a simple and elegant closing sentence. Perhaps you could end in the future. In the future, I will travel back to this wonderful place. Or you could say something like, so overall, I feel the city suits me best for my stage of life. Or something even simpler. That's it. I think the city's a great place for young people and for myself. Just a nice line to end and sound more natural. I should say though, this is not essential. It's just in case you run out of ideas. Mistake number 4, and technically this is not really a mistake, but as someone that's given a lot of sample speaking tests, something that I want to share with you. I really want to encourage you to show more of your personality. A lot of students will be very robotic and rigid in the exam. They don't have a natural way of speaking, and I understand this due to nerves or because they are maybe an introvert. An example would be this. If the examiner says, "What do you do in your free time?" Oh, I do a variety of activities. Firstly, I like swimming because I can get a body to die for and expand my social networks. Secondly, I like to drink beer because I can make new friends and create unforgettable memories. It's a little bit robotic. It's too fast. It's scripted. It's memorized. I want you to use intonation to show your personality to the examiner. You don't need to speak fast. Slow down. Here's a better answer. Wow, it's a great question. To be honest, I love nothing more than chilling out at the weekend. Perhaps I could grab a beer with my stunning friends in order to spend quality time together and develop our friendship. On other days, I love nothing more than to go boxing because I want to get a body to die for with a six-pack. Unfortunately, you can see that dream has failed. You see, it's more of a chatty style, a friendly style, and this will really impress the examiner. It shows you have confidence and the ability to speak English in a perfect, beautiful way. Mistake number 5. Many students will give lots of ideas, but no depth to their ideas. This is something that really separates band 5.5 to 6.5 and above students. Here's an example. The examiner asks you, what kind of food do you enjoy? I really like Korean food. Japanese food is also nice because there's lots of fish. Vietnamese food is beautiful and really fresh and healthy. And occasionally, I enjoy British food. Fish and chips is my favorite. The answer has lots of ideas. Vietnamese, British food, wow. But the examiner doesn't know anything more about the student apart from they like everything. The fix? Pick one answer and go deep. Give an example, share about your feelings, give detail, tell them why you particularly like this type of cuisine. Let the examiner feel they know something about you by the end of your exam. To be honest, I'm a big fan of British cuisine. Nothing makes me happier than to enjoy fish and chips. Known for its wonderful, fresh, tender fish, combined with the crispy batter, often accompanied with a sauté of potatoes and even some mushy peas. I can vividly remember when I was a child, I always visited the seaside with my stunning grandma, and we ate this traditional dish. I can still smell the sea breeze brushing over my face. It really makes me feel happy when I think about that memory. Now team, of course, that would be a band 10 answer. I'm not expecting you to do that. However, do you see? I'm picking one idea, British cuisine, and I'm giving detail. So guys, here are the top 5 mistakes. Number 1, over-explaining. Part 1 is a conversation, not a presentation. Number 2, trying to impress, but not express. Using overcomplicated language that is not suitable to your level. Number 3, going off topic. You're heading from Ho Chi Minh to Da Nang and you end up in Hanoi? No. Make sure that your answers don't do this. Number 4, showing your personality with a beautiful intonation, the occasional pause and stress in your voice. Number 5, not giving depth to your answers, listing lots of reasons, but not going into detail. I want to leave you with this final thought. Most people say that part 1 is the easiest part of the IELTS speaking. And to be honest, it should be. They're asking you about you, your hobbies, your hometown, your lifestyle, and indeed, your life. The students who fly in part 1 are not the ones that try too hard. They're the ones that are having a conversation with a friend. So guys, here's your call to action. Leave a comment down below, please, with which of these part 1 mistakes you make most often. Moreover, write an answer to the question, what is your favorite food? I look forward to reading them. As always, guys, please hit subscribe and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now. Thank you.